Hey, it's Brook. I have a kind of a general point to make about chord progressions. Newsflash, a lot of them are pretty predictable. They're not necessarily astonishingly beautiful. Sometimes they are, but a lot of times you're just working with your basic chords. And it's a pattern, repeats. It could be 2 bars, 4 bars, 8, 12, 16 bars, repeat. Could be more, could be less. But let's say it's the most basic thing possible, like a C to an F. And let's say there's a singer and they're kind of strumming and singing. This is their big song and everybody's in awe of it. And you're just like, wow, that's just C to F. And, you know, the song is... and it goes on and on. That's fine. But what are you going to do? And now they're like, now you play with me. And are you going to double that and play the same part? I would try not to myself. I think we've done this recently where I invert like a C. You know, of course you can go C to an F. Maybe like whole notes, that's cool. Or power chords with distortion. Boing, you know, come in with a giant C chord. It just shakes the whole room at the right point. That could be a thing. But if you want to gently kind of, well, here, let me back up. You can dress it up with hammer-ons, like, oops. So you sort of twinkle along there with some thoughtful maneuvers. Those are hammer-ons, pull-offs, etc. Like the C, you can hammer on your middle finger and get that kind of a soulful quality. The F, same thing. And yeah, you could expand for there, stay down there. But if you worked your way up into inverting that C to... There's your F. There's your C chord with the major third in the bass and scoop it up to F. And you can hammer from hitting the 5th and 4th strings. And you can... or in F. Do the scale, harmonized scale. Oops. So that would be something you could play on top of those chords. Oh, what was I thinking? I was looking at my pedals. What if you get some delay? The echo always makes it seem extra special. So you could, you know, that echo kind of gets you in the mood, that ambient, spacey quality. I really like that. Let's see. You could always, and then at some point you might put in some emotional blues scale. You know, it's really major here, and you kind of put in some a little bit of bluesy sounding kind of stuff, but maybe end on the major third of the F. That's an A note. Or you can play into the bass. Let's say I'm going to play C. You always think of going, you know, with guitar. I was always guilty of going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, which is kind of a trap because now you're up there. Sometimes you can outfox that by just going, play the low E as your third interval of C. Here's a C chord, and you could just go, and then your F could be the root. Maybe play the fifth of C, which is G, and the third of F is A. That's cool. If you played this B, it'd be the major seventh of C, which might sound insane. And then you go to C, which is the fifth of F. So you could really just go E for your C, F for your F, G for the C, A for the F, B for the C, kind of weird, to the C for the F. I'm not sure if the D will work for our C, and an E for F. That could be a commit. All right, that doesn't really work. But you could kind of do this really tough guy, orchestrated climb, you know, with octaves. And it might work. Some of those notes were a stretch for sure, so you might have to skip the weird ones, but some of it will work. You know, you really wouldn't want to play the whole scale, that'd be boring. But yeah, then you can contrast. Let's see. Wow. Big, you know, big chords. Or you can kind of go up high and do the super soul. Kind of thoughtful, semi-major, pentatonic, but based on the chord tones. You know, you want to hit your fifths and thirds and roots of the chords as your target notes. Know your notes of the chord, and all you gotta do is find them. Those are kind of stock maneuvers, nothing too fancy. So yeah, you know, if this, let's say the song is like 12 minutes long of C to F, I could find stuff all day long. I'm not going to really complain about that. I would get really crazy if I had to just strum those chords for 12 minutes. But if I could just noodle and space out on easy chords, I could think of worse things to do, like mowing the lawn or pulling weeds or digging rocks, hauling rocks. It's better than that, okay? So yeah, just because it's two chords doesn't mean it has to suck. All right, as Brook saying, please subscribe, man, because sometimes I make up to 76 cents per video. So you know, I'm banking, man. Thank you.